Due to a considerable technical problem, as yet undiagnosed, Pompey Sound's studios are down at the minute. The engineers are piling in on Monday morning, so hopefully things will be back to normal in less than 24 hours. In the meantime, we can only bring you a rather restricted news service. Apologies in advance for this.
The latest Pompey news, updates every day from the Pompey Sound news desk.
The top story this Sunday afternoon, evening, stroke Monday morning, is that MINHYOK is out injured. He didn't appear, obviously, in the starting lineup, but he wasn't even on the bench against Sheffield Wednesday, and we could have used him because that would have been a cute substitution. But he turned his ankle over in training, apparently, and therefore is not available. We don't have any word on how long that recovery process might be, so we're out without him at the moment. We have some assurances that Josh Murphy will be fit in time for Saturday. It just wasn't worth risking him, and we missed him enormously. That goes without saying. You would, but we did. And we've also discovered now that Franco UMEH, who joined us from Crystal Palace for an undisclosed fee, we paid for him, arrived with a pre-existing hamstring. We did not know this at Pompey Sound. Maybe some other people did, but we didn't. We've only just discovered it, so we now know that when John Messino during the week said that Franco is almost ready for first-team selection, what he was saying to those that knew is that he's almost recovered. But we assumed it was that he was coming up to speed with the way we wanted him to play. Well, there's that, but mostly he arrived. Travel agents, insurers tend to use this thing about pre-existing injuries, don't they, or ailments, complaints, and health firms, private health firms, are always saying that you're not insured if the ailment that you have is something that you had before you signed up, and you're hoping to get free treatment for it. I didn't know it applied to footballers. Anyway, Franco soon will be available for selection, as will Josh Murphy. Harvey BLAIR, we know he's out for a long time, poor lad. But poor us as well, and poor John Messino. And some people aren't even counting Callum Lang as a missing winger. But when he played there because he had to, he was pretty darn good. But if you add all those up, we are 5 down in the right-sided forward, well, right or left-sided forward position. And that's something that no squad could tolerate easily. Second top story for this Sunday evening, Monday morning news roundup with a slight difference is what John Messino has been telling the BBC in the wake of the Sheffield Wednesday game. He called their performance awful in the 2-0 loss to Sheffield Wednesday. A reminder, it was Barry Bannon's 20-yard free kick and then George Brown's strike from a break that capped an unusually flat performance by Pompey, who now slipped to 12th in the Championship. So John Messino says this: frustration isn't my overriding emotion. Frustration would signal that maybe we were in the game, maybe we deserved something, and we didn't. We were awful for 90 minutes and we got exactly what we deserved. We tried to protect against it all week, talking about how difficult the game would be, how we needed to be right on top of ourselves, not let any complacency creep in, and it's happened. It had happened previously. So we were expecting it, waiting for it. We worked against it, he's saying. I'm paraphrasing now. We worked to try and make sure it didn't happen. It happened. He then reminded listeners to BBC Solent of this: we probably had a very similar picture when we beat Leeds at home last year, got ourselves up for the game, and then by the time we returned and played Plymouth on the Wednesday, we lost a game we never should have lost. This is me talking again. You have to commend John Messino on so many things. He's honest, but he also has a faultless memory, and he can go back to an occasion when something similar happened to us, but now he's scratching his head wondering what to do about it the next time it becomes a potential issue. And he speaks of the Leeds to Plymouth issue by saying a similar pattern there that we've followed after a really solid start. We have been trying to protect ourselves against that all week, but clearly we haven't managed to do it. Quick reminder that we're doing the news very differently this once, and once only, hopefully, because of a total shutdown in the studio, which is yet to be diagnosed, but the engineers are arriving first thing on Monday morning, and we should be back to normal, so bear with. Our third top story we're going with are the words of Mackenzie Kirk, in the wake of what was quite a substantial substitution appearance against Sheffield Wednesday. And what little he got to do, he looked pretty authentic, didn't he? Anyway, this is what the official website is saying about him and of him and by him. It had been a long wait for Mackenzie Kirk after joining Pompey on transfer deadline at the start of the month. Had it? They go on. He immediately left his new club to link up with the Northern Ireland under-21 squad on international duty, and he was then an unused substitute in last weekend's South Coast Derby stalemate at St Mary's Stadium. So he was pleased to come on for his Blues bow at Fratton Park, although not so enamoured by a 2-0 defeat to Sheffield Wednesday. These are Kirk's words. "I'm delighted to make my debut. It's something that I've really been looking forward to for the past few weeks. It's nice to be able to say I've finally made my first appearance for the club, but it wasn't the performance or the result that the boys wanted. The manager was disappointed after the game because he knows that our levels should be a lot higher than that. So it's something that we all need to take on the chin and then look forward to trying to put it right next week. It was a frustrating afternoon because as a group, we know what we're capable of and we're looking to build on the previous result. You need to make sure that you're on it every single week at this level because that's what the championship can be like." Although they were not able to find a target against the Owls, Kirk is looking forward to working alongside Colby Bishop, which sounds promising. He said, "It's a pleasure to be in the same team as him because he's such a top player and I can learn so much." OK, normal service hopefully will be resumed in 24 hours and we'll be able to bring you proper news podcasts and news bulletins and news cuts to our radio output. Meantime, thank you for being patient. And whatever you're feeling in the wake of the Sheffield Wednesday defeat, we're with you. We feel the same, with knobs on probably.